If it doesn't,
Blog Talk Radio.
I've been there. African fire, playing with the drum. Ask you who you with. Aiming it. The door is cold.
Yeah. What's up? Once again, you are on Compete Street. We are back with the Compete Street Radio, the barcode. I am TD Berry with Deezy. Deezy, what's up?
What's going on? What's going on, Compete Street?
Tonight, we are recapping NOME 8, URL's NOME 8, which occurred last Saturday in Houston, Texas. And, it was presented via pay-per-view for those who couldn't make it to Houston. And, this some of my quick thoughts on the event overall. I think it was a good event. I think the venue was crazy. The venue, I didn't really get a good tour of the venue or anything, but from what I seen, the venue looked crazy. The stage, it was a very big stage. Didn't seem like it got too crowded up there, and I just think it was a good event overall. The one battle that we probably could have did without is the one I kind of said that I could have did without when we did our predictions. But yeah, I think this was a great event overall. How did you feel about it?
Yeah, it pretty much. I'm not gonna say it went how we kind of called it, because it definitely was something. Some things that I'm surprised about. But like you said, man, bear with me for a second. I'm in the middle of trying to get everything together. But as far as the venue was all like it. The venue was crazy. Like, I seen a couple pictures floating around of them before the show started, man. The venue was crazy. Like, I'm pretty sure that's definitely not gonna be the last time we see Smack in Houston. But the crowd is rough, man. The crowd is rough in Houston. Like, that's a tough crowd, yo.
Yeah. It's like any dry spots, you're gonna get heckled for it. So yeah, they did a lot of booing. K-Rock got booed for the first time on URL. I think everybody might have got booed at least once. Maybe not.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember Ill Will getting booed. Surf didn't really get booed until the choke, which they didn't really boo. And maybe Rum either. I don't really remember. Well, maybe I think Rum might have got booed like once, but just about everybody courted.
When I realized they was a home crowd, I mean, when they was a tough crowd. Like, although they had a little, they had their moments, their biased moments. In the first free battle with Scotty and Loso, they had a biased moment. They favored the home guy. It's as it should go in any sport, battle rap, whatever. The home guy is always going to get, that favorable applause and crowd. But in that third round, when Loso was spitting, I heard a lot of 3-0s. Of 3-0s. So I can't listen. I thought they was biased, but they kept it real.
Yeah. They tried to win that for Scotty in the first couple of rounds, but I think by the third they couldn't deny it. But yeah, I think the crowd played a big part in a lot of these battles. Like when they are released on YouTube. So for the first battle was the one you mentioned, which was the one they streamed for free on YouTube with the pre-show, which was Loso versus Scotty. PG battle. It was Loso's first time on URL. They had to technically call it a PG battle, but I don't know if you can call any battle on NOME stage a PG.
Yeah.
I guess
NOME
politics. That's what they can say. You did a PG like everybody else, but it's on a NOME stage, man. You can't really call that a PG. Plus, Scotty's been around URL a couple of times, so
Yeah.
So, but so the first round, man, Loso came out dumping the first round. This was like, man, he knew the magnitude of the stage he was on. He knew this could have been his coming out party, and he showed up. Like he put that into his first round. I was very impressed, man. He definitely was dumping in the first, and it was like back to back to back. And then Scotty had a very good first round too. Like Scotty came out, he actually surprised me with his first round, man. He was saying a lot of stuff there. How did you call the first round in that?
The first round was tough. Like originally, when I first watch, I'm not gonna lie, and I usually catch Loso bars, although he do, although he do go over the top a little bit, but this, when I first watched it, he kept them coming so heavy that I literally missed a lot of those bars until I went back and rewatched. Now, when I had it originally in the first round, I could pretty much say I kind of edged it to Scotty a little bit. Like in my head, I was kind of like back and forth because both rounds was fire. But when I went back and I caught that, a few of those, I'm not even gonna say one because it's a few I missed. The Houston scheme, and it was just a few I missed. And when I watched it, man, I can't even applause to Scotty, but I can't even give him that first round. Like it was a trail for me. But I know we ain't going that far, but I'm just call it like I see it right now. For me, it was a trail.
So you gave Loso all 3 rounds. Yeah, I think Scotty. The thing with Scotty, like he had a very good first, but he didn't progress at all. It's kind of like he declined. Like the second was worse than the first, and then the third was his worst round.
If you could remember when we was watching it, or was I watching it over I'm trying to remember was we watching it together, but I remember I did tell you after that first round, I feel like Scotty let off his whole entire clip in that first round, and I think he probably could have made it a match had he kept some of that stuff, and like he basically touched on everything he could possibly touch Loso with in the first. If he would have spread it out a little bit, he might have he could have easily stole that third round. Easily stole the third round from Loso. He left all his material for the most part, like the things that that touched everybody in the first. So that kind of hurt him.
Right. So yeah, he definitely didn't like his third. His third was the worst round. His worst round of the battle. Like you said, the crowd had gotten to their 3-0 chant, and Scotty was like the hometown guy there, so that didn't look good. So yeah, Loso took that clearly. Shout out to Loso. He was like in running for champion of the night.
Yeah, easy.
He did his thing. He says he already has his next.
He got a bright future. He got a bright future, especially if he's on SmackDown. It's the sky the limit for Loso right now.
Yeah, he's calling some people out too. So you never know how that's gonna go. But he said his next opponent is booked, so we'll see. Maybe Smack Volume 3, or something else further down the line. All right, so the first actual NOME battle of the evening was JC versus DNA. Deezy, what did you think about that one?
I was highly interested in seeing how DNA would show up for this match and how JC would show up for this match. DNA has actually been on a kind of a winning streak, and he actually been surprising a few people in 2018. He's been, he always been consistent, but he's been more favorable these days, as I said in the prediction show. And JC has been he's always favorable, but I don't know. He just keep coming up short, man. Like you got a couple. He just dropped a couple battles, so I just wanted to see how both of them would show up. I can say they both were solid. DNA just had a crazy first round. I gave that to DNA. I'm still fishing through this matchup. I'm be honest. I'm still digesting it. You know, I want to say JC came away, but how do you feel about it? You know, I'll get back to it.
Well, the first round, I'm trying to remember who went first. I think it was DNA went first, and he went off, man. He was like, this was like one of his best first rounds since him versus Ill Will, which, you know, ironically was another Pontiac rapper, which also ironically was on another NOME before. So, like, I don't know, I guess you got to think, like, NOME versus Pontiac rappers or something, I don't know. But, yeah, he was dumping in his first round, man. He had a very, very solid first round. And, like, JC went, and I don't think JC matched, you know, what DNA was able to do. Like, his round was pretty good, but, like, I think DNA got the first clearly. Now, with the second round, DNA does his whole champ angle with the Tech Nine coming out asking him questions. And the thing with DNA, I think this whole champ thing has went to his head to the point where it's like it spilled into the battle, and he got a little too cocky and arrogant with the champ thing, and he ended up throwing away around, you know, playing around with that angle that didn't really hit at all. Tech was like asking him random questions. I guess he's like freestyling off of the questions, but that didn't really hit at all. JC had a very, very good second round. He went off in the second, and he was going off. Then JC got to his moment when he started feeling himself. He went and grabbed DNA's champagne bottle that was sitting over on his side and was walking around with it. And he had a mean second. And I had gave JC the second. Third is where it got tricky for me because
exactly.
DNA got a lot of, I ain't gonna say a lot. He got a few unwarranted boos from the crowd.
A lot, man. He got a lot. When I revisited it, when I revisited that part, it was like that. That was kind of the one. I was wondering. I remember with some boos that happened, and I was like, where did that come from? When I thought about it, I think it went over a few of those kind of like got away from people. The third got kind of dry, and I think DNA kind of rubbed people the wrong way with that second round, and it kind of affected both battlers in that third round because JC, I don't know, he got to stop at the dry spots, man. And I say this because it just happened in his last battle, and he kind of giving battles away, and he could have easily gave his battle away if DNA would have. First thing first, if DNA would have showed up and matched JC's second round, it wouldn't even have been an argument. Like this would have been another loss for JC. But that third round was up in the air, man. Like because I feel like a few
DNA got a lot of unwarranted boos, and I think JC actually had got a lot of gas in the third.
That's exactly what I was getting at.
Right, like a lot of his stuff, and he was getting cheered for, and then they was telling him like leave him alone, you won already, end it, and I'm like, I don't know, I just didn't have that feel listening to JC's third.
Yeah, I didn't get it. I didn't understand that part. That's what made me say I think the arrogance of DNA in the second round affected both of their third round because DNA's arrogance, everybody knows DNA gets annoying sometimes. I think his arrogance allowed them to gas JC's third and kind of like, you know, pick apart his third because I was listening to DNA's third and I was like, oh, that shouldn't have got booed. And then I heard JC's and I'm like, I'm like, this is really gas. It's really gassed up. Like, it was a lot of gas in that third round, but
he had a lot of fillers. He definitely had a lot of filler in that. And I don't know, like DNA took that whole. He had a whole like Jesus scheme that he did for like a good portion of his third, maybe like the first 33% of his third was that. And he did have like a couple dry spots in his third, but I think DNA like finished strong. He ended with a couple of great bars. But I don't know. I actually gave this battle to DNA 2-1. I gave DNA the first and the third. I just like DNA's third round better. They both had dry spots in their third, but I don't know. I just feel like JC had a little bit more dry spots.
Yeah, that's why I said I got to revisit it, because the way the crowd, and I know you should go by the crowd, but I only watched it. I didn't watch it enough, and I want to revisit it. I'm not really moved by the crowd, but it's kind of confusing because hearing it, it almost makes you feel like did I miss something? Because like I said, I felt like it was a lot of gas, but I definitely picked DNA myself with an edge, but slightly.
Mm-hmm. It was crazy. Like our first watch, I felt JC got it. I felt he got it our first watch, and I don't know. I really had to go back and check that out again.
Okay.
So shout out to DNA. The next battle was New Jersey Twerk versus Shotgun Suge. I think this might be my favorite battle of the night. I watched it a couple of times.
I kind of expected it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I can say that, but they both did their thing. They were aggressive. They was pushing each other like out of all respect too. Like, you know, they really respect each other. Whatever. They're cool. So it was out of all respect. They pushing, shoving, bumping. Suge pocket check Twerk. They're doing like dunking on each other. It was fun. It was fun and entertaining, and the rapping itself was great. Suge brung it, and Twerk was like going off though, man.
Are we going round by round, or are we going all the way? You know, just we talking full battle, because I feel like this one is necessary for me to talk about it as a battle in its whole in entirety, because I can't even go round by round, because if I tried to pick apart each round, it would be a little too tough for me, man. Like this battle was decided for me personally by one thing. I don't know if you feel this way. I feel like the finishing moves decided this battle for me. You know? It was almost like watching wrestling, man. Like, you know, it was like watching watching the Undertaker or something. You know, get grapple somebody, and you know, about to get his tombstone on it from Suge. You know, like he's about to do the tombstone, and he got it off a little bit, but it didn't finish him. Twerk wasn't finished, and when he got his finishing move off, like, oh my God, like I went back and looked at it, bro. Like, I'm gonna keep it. I wasn't affected by it when we actually was watching it. This is my favorite strapped in from Twerk. This is my favorite one. I don't know what it was. I didn't feel like this immediately, but when I went back, man, this is definitely my favorite one.
This one was kind of short. This one was rather short, I think.
Man, this was
to the point.
I loved it. Listen, I don't know, maybe it's because who it was on. It was just like, I don't know, it was effective to me. It was real effective, and I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, this definitely, I can't really say if it's my favorite. It's definitely one up there with one of my favorite strapped ins. But yeah, I think that's what ended the battle. I gave this to Twerk 2-1. I can't remember. I think it's the second I gave Suge. I think I gave Suge the second, which was like close. It was close.
It was a close. Yeah, it was a close second.
Yeah,
it was a close second.
Like I'm actually not mad if anybody thought Twerk got this 3-0. But yeah, they both did their thing, and this was a fight for the king of Jersey supremacy, and they both let it out. Twerk is different, man. He a star. He's definitely a star.
Yeah.
He gonna be around for a while as long as he continue to take his craft serious.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
The next battle was Charlie Clips versus Briz Rawsteen, and this was the battle I feel as though I could have did without, which I predicted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said before, when I got said the predictions, I have zero faith in Charlie anymore. You broke my heart, free though. That's how I feel with Charlie right now. You broke my heart. I'm done with him, man.
I actually gave Clips this battle. Like I give Clips this battle. Briz wasn't.
I did too, because Briz was ineffective. He like I don't know what. Like I don't know, man. Like I don't know if he. I don't understand it, man. He came with. I feel like he lost. I feel like people saying he lost to O-Red, and I felt like he beat O-Red with the material he came with it against O-Red. But then he comes with this against Charlie, and I'm like, oh man, I don't understand it, man. But a weak Charlie. I wish I could just hit the skip button right now. I wish I could just throw down the Uno card, skip this whole battle. Like it's breaking my heart.
I did give Briz the third.
I don't even know if I could give him the third, yo.
Charlie's third just wasn't good at all. The thing is, all right, Charlie won the first to me. I gave Charlie the first. Then in the second, Clips starts off with this scheme about how Briz wants to be from Philly so bad, and then he like does a scheme with like all Philly rappers. Now, for one, they're in Houston, and I think they mentioned this on the champion panel after the battle. Like, why would you do this scheme in Houston? It didn't really go well, even though you're not always rapping to the crowd. Like, this battle still has to get released on cam, so maybe like that scheme will look better for him on cam. But like watching it live and in the building, the scheme didn't really hit. It was fire though. That's the thing about it. Like,
yeah, it was dope.
The scheme was pretty good.
I could tell you this. I will tell you this. Like, a lot of people are going to decide these battles differently once they get on YouTube, because you got to understand, Houston is a tough crowd, and they they stuck in their ways with it. I ain't mad at them. They're a lot better than that DMV crowd to me. I'm not a fan of the DMV crowd. Like, at least they have some, at least they hold people accountable for bars in Houston. But I feel like that Philly scheme is not going to matter. It's not going to be dry on cam. When we watching on pay-per-view, it's almost like we in the audience with the Houston people. When we watching on pay-per-view. When you watch it on YouTube, nobody cares about the venue. Nobody cares. It's just smack. It's just a smack DVD video, whatever you want to call it, and you looking at it like you watching a battle. So on YouTube, you're not tied to a city. So when you hear that Philly scheme on YouTube, I feel like it's gonna go over a lot better than it did in the crowd. Like, but that's something we're gonna have to look for. We're gonna have to wait and see for it. But either way, I got Clips taking it too. I hate to say it's a win, because originally when my first reaction was everybody lost. Charlie lost, Briz lost, the fans lost.
Both
we
of
all
their
lost.
segments, like after the Clips did the scheme, like the rest of his second was horrible. And I guess maybe the crowd wasn't feeling like. I think both of their second rounds just like sucked the whole energy out of it, because the energy was rolling up until that point. Clips had a good first, Briz had an okay first, and then I just think from there, like they kind of sucked the energy out the building, and then I guess it was hard for
this is what I think. this is what I think with Charlie. This is what I think Charlie needed. I think Charlie first comeback, I think he needs a battle on a volume. He needs a volume 3. Small crowd where he could just rap. Charlie gets affected. He's at that stardom stage where he doesn't see that Nick Cannon stage. He feel like he's a star. He is a star. Let me not say Charlie is a star. But if the crowd is not feeling him, it affects him. You know he's a freestyler, so he like to feel himself. He needs to just be able to rap, be around his peers on a volume 3 where he can just rap and get it in and everybody can hear what he's saying. Because one like Psy and Boo, it throw them off. It's a lot of people like that, though. Some people can't take that. Some people don't know how to respond to a bad crowd, man. Like, I see a few battlers that was there.
I really don't think Clips is a small room rapper at all.
You don't think so?
Nah, I really don't see Clips style like resonating good in the small room. Like Clips is not like a rapper battler. Like he's like a battle rapper. He's not like a rapper battler in the sense where he could just. I don't think Clips could really just go in and rap.
This is my reasoning behind that, or me saying it. Last year, right, I seen Clips battle on a lot of smaller leagues, and the crowd favored it. Like every time he battled on one of them smaller leagues, you know, small room, it's a little bit more intimate. I mean, like a volume, and people can get more. You know, it's like these last few times when he battled, I don't know what it is, man. Like a lot of it come from bad material, but it was just like once nobody wasn't feeling it, it sucked the life out of him, and it's like damn. So I feel like maybe that could save him, where he could just rap, get a couple responses, and if you don't, okay, it's a small room, whatever. But I ain't bailing the hell out, man. Listen, it is what it is. It was a horrible battle. Everybody loved it.
Moving on. The next battle was Tay-Rock versus Goods. All right, we got to zip through these last 3. So, Tay-Rock versus Goods. I went back and forth when we watched it live. I think I had Goods pretty clear, and watching it again, I'm giving it to Tay-Rock. I'm giving Rock 1 and 3. But this is like one of the best Goods I have ever seen. Like Goods was really going off, especially, mind you, I have to make a point of this. Tay-Rock lost the second like pretty convincingly. The second is where he got booed. This was like his first time on URL getting booed, and mind you, like Rock is like the king of the second rounds. You know,
yeah.
That's what he's known for. He's known for his second rounds, and he just had a lot of dry spots. He wasn't like he started off good. Like I think his first 8 or 10 or 12 bars was good, and after that, it just all went downhill for him in his second, and like Goods like went off. Goods had like a Tay-Rock second.
I like Goods in the second. Goods, I gave Rock the first. I gave Rock the first clear, and I gave Goods the second. But then the third, it was just like up in the air for me. But just on, I don't know. I think I gave Goods some style points. And you know me, I'm not a Goods fan. I just wasn't feeling what Rock was saying. And he had a couple spots, but I still feel like Goods kind of like OG'd him a little bit. I don't know. Maybe I'm underdogging right now, but you know I'm a Rock fan, so that's why I'm like when I'm thinking about it, like that's not like I don't like Goods. I like Rock, but I gave Goods this battle. It shocked me. I didn't even want to see Goods. I didn't even want to see this battle, but yeah, I like Goods 2-1.
After watching Goods third again, I feel like he had a lot of dry spots where he wasn't really. Like when he did the Rock talking impersonation, he wasn't even rapping when he said that. When he was just like, I hate the way you talk. A lot of times he felt like he wasn't really just rapping. He was like just saying stuff. And I don't know. Like after watching it again, like his third was just like okay to me. I just felt like Rock's third was a tad bit better. But yeah, the Goods definitely did his. It's like. the assumption that Good kind of OG'd him, like that's actually a fair assumption, because he was like, and then he made Rock a little bit uncomfortable, I think.
Yeah,
especially
I never seen
Rock
that uncomfortable.
Right, Rock wasn't used to being booed.
He was explaining himself.
Right.
Yeah, he ain't choke, but he kind of stumbled him a little bit. Even, Goods is the king of, like, he'll talk to your rounds, but it's like, it's almost like it's like a OG kind of thing. Like, kind of, it's like he's talking, but he's really not. He's not talking, distracting you, but it's kind of affecting you. He's talking amongst himself, but he's throwing little jabs at you to throw you off, man. Like, and it affects people. It ain't everybody can't handle it. And I thought Tay-Rock would be the one to, kind of move past that, but it kind of threw him off a little bit. But, as I said, I'm stuck on Goods 2-1. Maybe I'll change my mind on YouTube, but we shall see.
Mm-hmm. So, T-Top versus Ill Will was next. I'll let you go ahead and start with your thoughts on this one.
Oh, man. My only thoughts is Big Fat Funky Terrell. Damn. I ain't see that coming, man. Will went a lot of jokes in this battle, and I think Top could have took it if he had a nice plan. But I don't know what got into T-Top, but he tried to, I don't know. He didn't come with good material, and I think it kind of like how I kind of figured it would be. He didn't have nothing to offer against Will. He ain't had no big, not like, you don't really hear about nothing that's the slight ill will with. Like, everybody got something, a backstory where it's like, okay, well, he slipped up with this, whether it's a chain getting snatched, a snitching pop or something.
Right. I said that when we did our predictions. Like, Will don't really have nothing that we all know about that T-Top, that we think T-Top can attack, unless it's like a secret that Top can like discover while he's preparing these rounds. But he had nothing. He had nothing. All he had was the thing about how you was supposed to be where I'm at. You was the first UFF champion, and you got upset with Smack and ended up crawling back. Like, that was, but he didn't really attack it too much. Like, it was like he just mentioned it. So,
he didn't capitalize off of it. Like,
right.
And I don't think it was nothing to be capitalized off. And then bar for bar, he didn't match Will. I mean, Will wasn't crazy lyrical on this one. He can be. I'm a fan of both of them. I think they both capable of it. Will was, more funny. Will was more active, aggressive, and he had slightly, better material in bar. So this was kind of an easy one for Will for me.
Right. This I mean, Will got a 3-0 chant from the crowd in this one also.
Yeah.
I definitely gave Will the first two clearly. The third I'm actually still on the fence about it a little bit. I like Top a little bit in the third, especially better than his first two. I mean, Will was still good, but I think his third was a notch down from his other two. Will had a couple of dry spots.
Yeah, definitely.
As well. So I'm actually like on the fence, but 2-1 Will, debatable 30, but Will definitely got this clearly. I guess he avenged NOME 7's loss to Briz, maybe. And he did his thing. Top, hope to see Top better next time. So that was one of my least favorite T-Top performances. Yeah,
that was Top. I need a better T-Top, because T-Top is. You already know how I feel about T-Top, man. It's I feel the same about Ill Will too, though. But Top wasn't great against Big K either. He wasn't great. He was good. He wasn't great against Big K, and now he just went from great to good or okay. to kind of bad against Ill Will. So, you know, it was leaning more mediocre and bad than anything. But yeah, I need a better performance next one.
So which brings us to the main event, the return of the wave.
The return of the wave
versus Rum Nitty, or as you call it, Reach God versus Reach's Christ.
Reach God versus Reach. Absolutely.
This was a very entertaining, interesting battle. They both did their thing. Rum had a minor slip up in the first round, but he picked it right back up.
Yeah.
It was dumping, and Surf's first round was pretty much what I expected his first round back to be. Got a lot of reactions. I mean,
he was
definitely dumping. Like he was dumping. It was like back to back to back at one point.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, when you're sitting that long and you've been away for that long, you definitely, you know, sit on some stuff and got a lot to say. So, you know, Surf first was pretty much what I expected it to be. And Rum was rumbling in the first, but I definitely gave that to Surf. Surf first is pretty hard to beat. The second was a little tricky for me because Rum came out dumping. Like he was the crowd wasn't even like giving him the reactions he deserved for a lot of stuff he was saying in the second. I think they was like sleep. I don't know, maybe they was tired, you know, at the end of the event. But
yeah, it was a long day.
Yeah, it was definitely a long day. But you know, Rum was like really going off in his second, and Surf second to me felt like it was like just two schemes, and then he ended it. He did the X-Men scheme, like the X-Men or cartoon scheme he did. Then he did like a dog scheme, and that pretty much seemed to be it. Like they were kind of long schemes or whatever, but I don't know. I just feel like that was it. And I gave the second to Rum.
Yeah, I gave Rum that second too. I wish I could remember. It was something in the second that was crazy. I wish I could remember exactly the one, because I actually got to watch the battle again. I can't remember if it was the second or the first, but I know the second for sure. You know,
Rum had. I think this was his first though, but the souvenir bar. They're gonna have to bring souvenirs back. That might be like my favorite bar of the battle. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was
Surf had to stick something in the rum like Bill Cosby, or that was crazy too. That was crazy. They was going at it, and then Surf, Rum went. He had a good third. It was good, but it was beatable. Like he definitely was dumping. He had a lot. I think his third is where he was like he had a lot of name flips.
Right.
And he was talking about how Surf hasn't really made it anywhere. You know, he hasn't really progressed from, you know, back in the day, and a lot of that stuff he was saying. And then Surf just came out. You could tell. Like, I like to pay attention to this, like this sometimes, like how the person who isn't rapping is looking like while their opponent is rapping. Do it look like they're going over bars? They look nervous. They look ready. The Surf kind of looked like he was like going over his material in his head. He wasn't really talking to Rum or paying attention to what Rum was saying too much. You know, like normally, you like not talk to the round, but you're like reacting or, you know, laughing at the crowd or whatever. But Surf, you could really tell Surf was in his thoughts while Rum was rapping, and then as he got ready to start his round, you can see him like still going over his stuff a little bit. And Surf, the round only lasted about 8 bars for him, and he choked. And then that was it. So Rum was like begging him to like, yo, pick it back up. You know what I mean? We can have a classic, and Surf couldn't get it. So of course Rum got that round pretty clear. So I gave this to Rum 2-1.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to leave this one on you to call that one. Unfortunately, I missed the third round for this one. But anybody on the internet that's in the battle rap community has heard it by now that Surf choked. I heard Rum had some good material. I can't call this battle. I had it 1-1 going into the third. I'm definitely never. Well, I guess I can't call it because I'm never gonna give somebody a round when they choke. It's just not me. It's not in my nature, especially an 8-bar choke. So, look like Reaches Christ took it. Reaches Christ took this battle.
Right.
That's
but
crazy,
yeah,
man. I wouldn't have thought it.
It was a dope overall event. Shout out to URL. So quickly, couple minutes left. Tomorrow in Philadelphia, we do have the Powerhouse Battle League Paint the City Red event that we will be in attendance for. A lot of dope battles on the card. A lot of Philly up and coming talent. Get to go against some of the good names in the battle rap culture. You got Killadell Kane versus Jack Boy Maine. HB versus Press Mafia. You got Easy the Block Captain versus Bangs. You got Killer Tone versus Ant Brown. That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, that's gonna be the one.
Out flowing. Another one that's gonna be crazy. Casino PA versus Sko. Selly Cell versus Joe White finally going down. That was supposed to go down their last event. And A1 versus King Eli. The two of the main events, Dub the Phenom versus QP Quantum Physics and Big Hand versus Clean, will not be going down tomorrow. But it's still a dope card. Still a lot of battles I can't wait to see. And we will be in the building for that.
Oh, that's gonna be the one. That's gonna be the one, man. A lot of dope rappers coming out of Philly. You know, y'all got to wake up, man.
Butter from the Block versus Drugs too. I didn't mention that one. Butter from the Block versus Drugs.
Oh, I thought you said that because that's the battle I'm looking forward to. Shout out to Butter, man.
Yeah,
I told him it's gonna be hard to beat.
Drugs. He got he got Twerk coming up.
Oh man,
he got somebody else that I'm forgetting right now. Butter working, man.
I told him. I said it's gonna be hard to beat Drugs in a one rounder, but he already told me, man. Listen, I take niggas' heads off in one round. I said, look, I understand because I believe in him. So I'm anxious to see this one rounder. I'm anxious for it. So.
Butter ready. Butter definitely ready. I spent a little bit of time with him the weekend before last. He's definitely ready. So I definitely can't wait to see this, and we will be in the building. So that'll wrap up this episode of the Barcode. Deezy, if you don't have anything else to add,
that's all from me, bud. That's all from me.
And I guess I'll see you tomorrow at Powerhouse.
Yeah, you already know.
TD Barry, Deezy. Once again, you on Capee Street. We signing off. Y'all be cool how y'all be cool.